to check my sounds here, and we'll go ahead and get started with this how-to video, because the last couple of videos I did, my sound was awful. This how-to video, because the last couple of videos I did, my sound was awful. All right. Well, that sound seems to be okay. So, let's check this out here. So, what we're going to do today, I'm just going to show uh, how to make a quick, easy build. This is just quick, easy build guides for the raid. Mainly for my clan. That's IMF, Impossible Mission Force. No, that's not exactly it. It's the, honestly, I don't even know the name of that damn clan. It's called the Immortal Misfits, apparently. I don't understand. We got an eagle there. That doesn't make any sense. But okay. we'll go from there, and let's check out how to do some builds. So, first thing I want you guys to notice here. This is my fourth character, alright? And so far, the only things I have maxed out as far as specialization goes, because that's where you're going to start with your specialization. So the only things I have maxed out are the survivalist and the gunner. So this is primarily supposed to be my class for tip of the spear. And so let's show some of the tip of the spear stuff. So hold on, I gotta save Enema Dilemma there, because that's my dilemma build. Oh no, I gotta switch that. Never mind, we'll get back to it. Alright, tipping on fofos. Here we go. So this is my raid build for fucking this shit. So, my Eagle Bear is only doing 24. Not even doing a whole bunch. You know, you do a bunch of super 1,000, 27, 29. That's all nice, fine, and dandy. If you can get it that high, that's great. But, at the cost of all some extra stuff you get, it's not really necessary. One of the main things I have here is the send-off. Now, the send-off has perfectly rooted on there. Now, here's a catch-22. Not a catch-22, but an extra bonus. What a lot of people don't realize is that you can actually stack rooted. Rooted stacks if you have perfectly rooted. So if I have rooted on my handgun, which I don't have, but if I did have rooted on my gun, my handgun, and I have perfectly rooted on here, it would stack. I would get that double bonus. That's important because since we have such low skill power, I can't allocate a lot of stuff into my heal for healing myself, because these gear set builds really don't allow for you to use patience. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. It is what it is. So we have low skill power, so we need to make up for that. So that's why we have rooted. That's all that's for. The primary gun, the only gun you're going to use is your Eagle Bearer, if you have one. If not, get one. No, joking. If not, try the AKM. It has actually more damage, but it doesn't have the exotic nature of the Eagle Bearer. It doesn't do that continuously, equals your accuracy, continue all the extra shit. It doesn't do all that, but it's still a damn good gun for the raid. So, moving down to my parts and pieces. So I have 75% weapon damage. I'm getting that. I mean, not weapon damage, damage to release, I believe. 75% or 65 or I don't know. We'll check out the stats in a minute. So I got the main thing I wanted to get with this was hazard protection. I want to get some kind of hazard protection because my health, you see, it's not above 70. In order to have a good raid build, you need either some hazard protection or your health at least above 70k. And my health is not above 70k, it's just below, so that have that extra hazard protection, that 43% hazard protection is going to cover me. Alright? And of course I got that damage to elites on there, in addition to the 41% damage to elites. It's modded, but that's the way to go with that shit. And moving on, so I have, I spec one of the major things you want to do with the tip of the spear and negotiator's dilemma and the aces build, which we will get to, is spec into armor. So you want to farm for pieces that will work with other pieces. So like for instance, what I did here was out of all the pieces of shit, what you call it, I could find, a tip of spear I found this one that had at least 6% weapon damage and a decent talent. It didn't have to be the best talent. I just needed a decent talent to run on there. And so, honestly, I don't know why I'm doing weapon handling. Oh no, it's because of the. For me, I find the Eagle Bear hard to contain. That's why. But so I put one of my pieces has 18.5% weapon total armor, so I threw that on there. So that with that 6% weapon damage, that's give me a nice little buff there. See, now if I wanted to be like crazy, I would put like 11% weapon damage on there, but I wouldn't be able to get that total armor. You're not gonna find that total armor on one of these pieces. So you want to get a decent enough piece to where you can put another piece of armor on it, or health for that matter. So scrolling down over here, I'm rocking the perfect vigilance. Now this piece, I might change up, but for right now, it's solid. It's fantastic. So I have 13.5% weapon damage, but 21% headshot damage, which is fantastic. And I'm using that with vigilance. It's not perfect vigilance, it's just standard vigilance. Now the good thing about this whole chest piece is giving me, let's see here, 5 plus 25, 30, 43.5% weapon damage off this one piece. Did you hear that correct? You heard that correctly. I'm getting 43.5% weapon damage. That's 13.5 stack base damage, another 12% another 2% weapon damage off my offensive mod slot, along with that assault rifle damage, which goes into the assault rifle damage altogether, and you get that vigilance, which is an extra 25% weapon damage, because with the way you'll be playing, you'll be in cover mostly, so vigilance is okay. Vigilance is not okay when using with like a grenader build, and we'll get to that. And so, moving on, we got the my gloves here. Out of the 13% weapon damage off of the Motherly Love, I ripped one of those off of there, and I put some decent assault rifle damage and shotgun damage on that sucker. Oh yeah. And down here, I put 40,000 health on there. Yes, which was a good idea. And keep that 22% skill haste, which is okay. What I did was found a high enough skill haste, and I just took the skill power off, because you don't really need a ton of skill power. Like I said, it wasn't even intentional for me to have this much skill power. I only intended to have 200 something skill power, or whatever is lowest. Most of the time it's going to be 0, because you don't really need it. So 40,000 health, 22% skill haste, and I know I'm going real fast, but this is live. But I will, you will be able to watch it back and forth and slow down and rewind and watch it however you want to watch it. Then go over to my knee pads where I put 12% armor on there. And again, we have, wait, what? Pistol, rifle. What the hell? See, I be drinking and I be forgetting stuff. No, I'm joking. I don't drink, but I do take a lot of drugs. I think that was it. I think I took a lot of drugs. And let me put some decent assault rifle damage on there. What? Where's my assault rifle damage? Oh man, I gotta stop drinking. I don't drink. I gotta stop doing it. I can't stop doing my drugs. All right, let's go find. God, dog, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. All right, let's look in here and give me some assault rifle damage. There it is. Bam, 1.5% plus 4%. That's gonna be 5.5%. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, so we're gonna put that on there. Make it real solid. All right, so we're gonna. I might have already passed it. All right, don't hate to play. There we go. 5.5% weapon damage. That pushes me up to 24.5, which it already was, and we're just gonna go ahead and override that. So we're gonna put it into a little bit of action. The only one I'm actually gonna show off in a actual mission is gonna be Enema Dilemma, because I showed these other pieces before. Just gonna give you a quick idea of what's happening with this shenanigans. All right, so let's go down and check this sucker out. Yeah, so with tip of the spear, the main thing is being able to pulse your enemies and shit, right? So once you kill an enemy, it's automatically going to pulse. It's going to start pulsing. At least it's supposed to. It doesn't really pulse correctly, but you know, it is what it is. And so this does that. But the main thing you want to get is headshots. That's why I allocated into headshot damage, because with the Eagle Bearer, you know, you get that extra headshot power or whatever. The headshot kills grant 100% reload speed and 50% damage, and the tenacity buff for 10 seconds, and the strength of the butt, all this extra stuff, but it all goes into headshot kills. So why not add more headshot damage? That's why we have the extra headshot damage, in addition to that 75% damage to elites, I think 65 or 75 out of mature. Let's shoot him in the head and find out. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, that's a lot. You see that? 130. That last hit was 130, 409. That's a lot, man. That's a lot of damage you can do with this son of a gun. Just light them suckers up. Going for a run. Yeah. All right, and yeah. So that is pretty much that. And let's look at the stats here of what we're doing. So like I said, we're using the Eagle Strike and the Tenacity and Protective Fire and then blah, 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 and yakety smackety. The Perfectly Rooted, which is working perfectly, see, you know. So here, let me show you what Perfectly Rooted does. So let me first take it off and use that shit, right? I'm gonna damage myself. Oh god. There we go. Low to the flow. All right, now we're gonna. Bow. That's some pretty good healing, right? Some pretty good healing. Now let's add some of that good old Perfectly Rooted to the jump. You see where it left off at, right? Now it ain't even got to be cracked up, right? We want to get my health back up to 100% real quick. I'm gonna run around and dance on them real quick. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna damage self again. Start back from scratch. There we go. All right, so get down here, get into cover, and drop it. That looked like it went to the exact same thing. Oh, well, anyway, this is my quick tip of the spear build, man. If you have questions, you know, send a message or something. I don't know, but that's the tip of the spear. Quick build for aces. So I did yesterday. Keep in mind, I made these builds yesterday. Last night. This is when I made these builds. The Enema Dilemma I made at like I want to say like 3 in the morning, right before the damn thing busted, you know, for the shutdown, the system shutdown. So this is a quick Aces build. So the main thing you want to do in the Aces build, you want to get that SVD. So get an SVD, get yourself a Nemesis, and you're good to go. This is pretty much it. You know, a lot of guys have their Nemesis up to 630, 645, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as it's above 550, you're fine. It doesn't really matter. Because all this base damage, it's all irrelevant, honestly. You're never going to hit the base damage. So, my base damage is 86, whatever, you know, and such. And I'm using extra 5 rounds damage to elites because that scope is going to give me extra headshot damage from that Nemesis. Matter of fact, sometimes I actually use the different scope, the one that gives me 45%, but that's a whole nother subject. This is just a quick Aces build. Oh, also, let's start it back at the top. Let me show you what my sharpshooter tree looks like. My sharpshooter tree is damn near empty. The only thing I allocated was for the depleted rounds for my marksman rifle damage. I barely got headshot damage. I only put 1 headshot damage up in there. The main thing was to get that breath control. That 30% stability, reduced recoil, and faster reacquisition of targets is the main thing you need from the sharpshooter. That's what makes the sharpshooter one of the most powerful classes in the entire game, in my opinion. It's that extra perk right there, that breath control to everything. So we got some little quick extra headshot damage, but not much. Now, like I said, we're going to use that same chest piece that we used in the tip of the spear build. So it's going to give me that extra headshot damage, right? So let's look at this build here. Let's look at this. So the reason why I'm using, and specifically, I wanted to find a piece, not a piece, but an SVD that had Lucky Shot on there. Even if it has less damage than some of my other ones, like this one. This one has 94.6. The only reason I'm using this one was for the weapon handling. Now that I got my weapon handling, I don't really need it. So I'm going to switch to that 94. All right. Because the main thing I need is Lucky Shot. Everything else, completely irrelevant. Lucky Shot is highly important. Some people go for Ranger. That's stupid. It's not stupid. It's just not the way you want to go if you just want to make a quick build. You'll see why in a second. So I got Lucky Shot on there, and I got some Jazz Hands, which is irrelevant. Of course, the Nemesis does what the Nemesis does. And I usually use this pistol because of this, in rhythm. While equipped, killing enemies have a 5% chance to refresh active skill cooldowns. Oftentimes, you might find yourself running out of your life force here. And sometimes, when you kill an enemy, boop, it just pops right back there. So you can throw it around, help your homie get off a Razorback. You feel me? And so, moving down, we're going to have... So, this is where it gets kind of tricky. So, I'm using the same piece that I used for the other one, right? Except, no, I'm not. This one has less hazard damage. Because I have above 70 health. I mean, I have 89,000 health, so I don't really need poison resistance or hazard resistance for Weasel in them. So I spec in the health for this. Now I have 44% plus 25% weapon damage to elites. However,
Agent in need of
depending on the situation, I'll either go full-blown aces. If my team needs me to run full-blown aces, I can, because I've got 45% damage to elites on there with 14,000 health with that 4% marksman rifle damage. And also I have this piece down here, this fabulous piece down here that I will use mostly. Mostly would use this piece here. Like you see, it will drag my health down, but still it'll be at 70. So let's go ahead and throw that on there. Because that's giving me that perfect concussion, baby. So I'm trading off. It's a trade-off. So, because the difference in the rate, so the thing is, it's kind of a pick your poison situation. So you can either run with a piece like this that has damage to elites on there, which is super good, because it's going to give you that straight 25% across the board to all your yellow enemies and named enemies, right? Which is good for even the robots. Most of the robots are going to be yellow. A few purples, but mostly yellow. That's good, right? That extra 25% across the board damage for that. But you would get this extra 20% headshot damage, which attacks everybody, not exclusively to your gold enemies, but also to just about everybody. So in the beginning, I might run this and then switch over to this piece, or not this piece, but to this piece for boss fights. You feel me? And so it's going to be an extra, And so, like I said, this was a quick build. I didn't really change a whole lot about these pieces. I just went with what I had. And so I farmed for a couple of times. I was able to get this decent piece, this very decent piece. I have some better on other characters, but this character I got, this is a really decent piece. It came with this 15% hardened on there, which is really good. And I put an extra 20.5% on armor. The reason why I kept this piece and didn't keep the other ones that had like the heart or whatever, or nonsense or whatever, because this one had that 8.5% weapon damage. And the good thing about the aces, what a lot of people don't understand, is that these fucking mod slots, man, it has a ton of red mod slots, a fuck ton, a variable fuck ton of mod slots that you can throw in there. So we got that 4%, 4%, 5%, 5%, because that's that weapon damage, and that weapon damage automatically goes into that marksman rifle damage, because that's all I'm using, the marksman rifle. So, you take that, move it on down, because that's what, a lot? I don't know. I'm not really good at math. That's like a lot. And then, go down here. We still got the assault rifle damage on there. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to change it, because to change it, I have to change the other one, and it's not necessary. At the end of the day, it's not necessary. And so, because I'm getting that 2% weapon damage, because at the end of the day, I got the extra 21% headshot damage with that vigilance at 25% and that 13.5. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. And then let's switch over. Let's look at this piece here. I'm using a 10% marksman rifle damage on perfectly opportunistic. That give me that extra 15% damage from all enemies, including you and everything else. So you and everything else, once you shoot your enemy with this, once you start hitting them, the motherfuckers gonna be starting like, oh goddamn, everything's attacking me. Oh, this is crazy. So it's really good to help your teammates. So if you're running full blown aces, I would recommend running. Doesn't matter what four pieces you're using for your full blown aces. Um, just allocate them to the mask, the backpack, the holster, and the knee pads, and keep your chest and gloves open for these two pieces, because this is going to give you the most general damage and it's most helpful to your team. Because remember, even though you're running aces and you're doing a lot of damage, a fuck ton of damage, if you're running full-blown aces, you are supporting your team. So this is the best way to support your team with that aces, as well as running that good old fabulous perfectly opportunistic. All right. Moving down to my leg piece here, I put 41,000 health on there. Yeah, with the 8% weapon damage right there, that's marksman rifle damage, and with the 2%, that's 10% marksman rifle damage on that piece right there. With that crit hit damage, which is irrelevant, but that 45,000 health, 41,000 health gives me that 70, and give me some extra armor over here. So the funny thing is, this Aces piece has more armor on it than my goddamn piece. But there's a reason for that. But yeah. And so we scroll down, got some explosive resistance, blah blah blah, non-essential. All right. So you want to see this thing in action. So let's shoot people in action. So the main thing you're gonna be doing is let's shoot a homie in the chest. Bam, bitch. 107. Starting off. 107. 2 shots, he's dead. 2 shots. Some shots don't register, if you noticed that. All right, so now I'm gonna start headhunting. All right, 1 shot to the face, 268. That's not even aces is not loaded. Just a heads up, aces is not loaded yet. It's a regular standard headshot. 288, 288. Standard headshot. Now aces is loaded. Let's see what we do. 618. All right, let's put on a more powerful enemy, the elite guy. Let's see what his headshot says. All right. Bam. 869. 938. Now we got double aces. Yeah. Bam. 938. Let's hit him in the head again. All right. So what we want to do, because some of these guys are going to be kind of invulnerable, so we want an invulnerable enemy, right? Invulnerable elite enemy. So this way we can shoot him in the head and you can see the actual damage you can put out against boss enemies. So now he's got that red dot on him. You see that? And we're putting out over 1 million damage per shot, right? Every shot, every headshot. Damn near every headshot. Full house. Full house! He's loaded. He's lit masses up. Yeah, you do a lot of damage with that. That thing is smoking. Alright, so, you probably want to see what the Nemesis looks like doing this shit, right? So, alright, so let's do a little bit more damage to at least get my aces loaded. Keep in mind, now I can use that headshot and that extra, that Badger Man face. I keep getting 4 of a kind. Jesus. Oh, probably because he's not dying. Alright, let's see. The main thing I just want to do is just load my aces so I can, because I don't have a lot of time here. I'm going to have to go get my kids in a little bit. But let's get back to this. Let's show how we're going to shoot him in the face. Shoot him in the face, shoot him in the face. Bam. Alright. Trying to get that aces loaded. Nope, not quite. If you notice, there's not a lot of there. All right, here comes my aces and eights. All right. All right, now let's see what the aces and eights look like with on an elite guy using my Nemesis. Chest shot. Do the chest shot first. Yeah. 2 million. All right. Let's see the headshot. Headshot now. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. And what you want to do is pop him in the face one time. Oh, no, you wasted it. I forgot. All right, never mind. Get that thing on there. And I did 6 million. Shit, that's not what I meant to do. All right, I got one more shot. All right, now it's loaded. $8 million headshot. So what we're gonna do, team? We're gonna practice shooting in here. So what we're gonna do this week, what we can do, what I suggest in LD, you can get some of the guys who are gonna be sniping to get the quick run. Get them in here together. They both can get here, and they both can practice shooting the guy at the same damn time. They'll know they fuck up when one of them shoot and a miss, and the damn thing flip up. Practice makes perfect. Bow, 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 bow. Bow. Get money, yeah. All right, so that's that. And moving on to Anima Dilemma. Now this is crazy. So I was talking a lot of shit about how the gear sets are completely useless, which I still agree with. Most of their gear sets are completely useless, but there are some things you can do with this shit. There's some things you can do with this shit. Oh, I was supposed to look at the stats of. You want to see the stats? Fuck it, I guess. All right. Yeah, we can look at the stats, man. We can look at the goddamn stats. All right. So with this lucky shot, 100% of your bullets come back every time. That's why I said lucky shot is important. Just look at that. Notice that number ain't changing, right? Until you start hitting a nigga. Missing. Oh, hit nigga. See that? Bullets don't disappear. Because one of the main problems with this class is that you lose ammo a ton. A fuck ton. You lose a lot of ammo. Especially during Razorback. So that's why lucky shot is important. I don't even know how I got to that subject because I'm all over the place. Like I said, I do a lot of drugs for my nerves. They're all bad. All right, so moving down. Like I said, got the 80. Oh, wait. Shit. I did not save some of the stuff I was doing. Oh, I'm a trip. All right. We can put it back. There we go. Just change it right back. Survivor. I'm not gonna give up. All right. And, yeah. Check out them stats, baby. All right. So, like I said, base damage is 94 or whatever. 50 round. Never used the shit. Doesn't matter. All right. Moving down to, let's see. Weapon damage. 94 PvP weapon damage is 52. That's good to know, because I didn't even know that. Alright, keep moving. Bam, bam, bam. 169% headshot damage. That's nice. Reload bonus speeds, 10%. That's nice too, man. That's really nice. All weapons damage bonus, 30%. 59%. Damage elite, 77%. Man. Hardened. Alright, now that extra shit is all that. Alright. So, yeah, if you want to slow it down, rewind it, have at it. So, the Anima Dilemma. So, let's look at the skill tree for this one. Like I said, I just started with these characters last night. Literally last night. With this character, anyway. So, let's look at the Anima Dilemma. For my tree, what do I have unlocked? Nothing. Yeah, nothing. The only thing I unlocked was the goddamn 15% machine gun damage, man. So let's put something in somewhere. So I need 5 points for that, and I need 5 points for burn resistance. Sounds good. All right, burn resistance. Yeah. All right. Eventually, I'll unlock this because this is really important. This is one of the main reasons why demolitionist is so good, because you can ignore explosions every 60 seconds, which is fantastic. Yeah. And so my explosives went up 15%. Oh, 5%. That's good, right? Yeah. And burn resistance by 20%. That's nice. That's nice. All right. So I don't have a whole bunch of shit unlocked, but you can. Doesn't matter. If you have the pieces, you can use the fucking set. You know. Doesn't matter if you have low amount, high amount, who cares? If you can get your hands on some pieces, you can use the shit. So for me, not doing a whole lot of damage with this thing, just right off the bat. But this is an obliterator. So we're doing 31k. I got a unhinged and stability with transmission on the mic check. But the key thing is to have a good old fabulous ruthless, ruthless or a merciless, whichever one. It doesn't really matter. Ruthless, merciless. As long as you're getting that extra, you want to get that explosive damage, because that's what this is centered around. You doing explosive damage. And so we go down to your snow job mask. So for me personally, I go this way as opposed to using glove and chest piece. I use again. I'm not even using this, not the piece. I'm actually using a 0Fs. I use 0Fs for this, and you'll see why in a second. So, because this, I'm not gonna show you it. It won't do justice for me to show you. Well, it kind of does. Blah, 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 blah. So basically, what I'm going to show you is this. 21,000, 39% damage to health, damage to elites. And what I put on there was explosive resistance. So I put explosive resistance on all my pieces. That's very important. Because this piece automatically gives you, if you look there, it gives you that 30% explosive resistance. So you want to increase that as high as possible. So what I put on here was, I got a solid backpack with some adjust the armor. The solid was all that armor. The 12% and the 16,000, which is decent. It's not great, it's not awesome, but it's decent. And I threw some 11% weapon damage on there because I just happen to have it. Here, I'll show you some shit that I just happen to have. Yeah, I just happen to have some crazy shit in my my suitcase here. Some crazy shit. Man, all kinds of crazy shit here. This is nuts. This is just crazy. Yeah, just hold on to a lot of this stuff. 22%, 20% armor, 50,000 health. Look at some of this shit. It's just, yeah, man. I just hold on to it. Wait a second. Wait a goddamn minute. Look at that. That's just as good as the one I got. I'm going to hold on to that one. Because was I going to get rid of that? Oh, man, I got to stop doing them fucking goddamn Zoloft. That's what it is. It's the goddamn Zoloft. That fucks me up. But anyway, let's get back to it. So, what was I talking about? Yeah. So moving on. So check this out. So my 0Fs is very important. This whole piece is kind of centered on my 0Fs. So the 0Fs, I have 15% weapon damage, great amount of health, decent armor, but that 100% relapse coming back is fantastic, and it's going to work to your advantage tremendously. Trust me. Down here I got. Why do I have assault rifle damage on there? See, that's the shit I be talking about, man. I swear I be changing stuff, and I don't, because man, I swear, there we go. I just happen to have that in there. And, yeah, so now I'm doing a little bit more weapon damage. All right, and moving on. See, I'm not even doing a whole lot of weapon damage with my LMG there, just 11%. But I had that nice 3.5% health, because one of the main things you want to have is a lot of health with this build. You want to have a lot of health. I tested health regen, and it didn't do exactly what I thought. I tried to spec into health regen mods for the different mod slots, and it doesn't do what I thought it would. What I was thinking it would do, it would increase, the percentage would increase the speed at which your health regenerates. But that's not what it does. It just gives you the standard across. I had it up to, I want to say like 76%, and instead of speeding up, it still took like 5 seconds after I was damaged, and then just gave me the 76, which is the same thing the goddamn thing would do anyway. So, that health regen is completely useless.
Requesting backup.
Yeah, they gotta fix that, because that don't make sense. Alright, 15% weapon damage, perfectly unbreakable. 24,000 health. I didn't even change this, because 24,000 health is solid for a knee pad piece. And I'm using Dodge City Gunslinger holster, which is important. It's important, especially for the raid, because you want to shoot as fast as possible. So it's important to have these two pieces. These two pieces are essential. The rest of the shit can all change. It can look differently, but these two have to be, similar, because that's how it works. Because your Deceros is going to be very important. And here I'll go show you why your Deceros is important. All right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna shoot the guy, and I will show you why this shit is crazy. Let me make him invulnerable real quick. All right. Now, while I'm shooting, you'll start to notice I'm getting bonus armor. I'm getting a lot of bonus armor. It's because all of the explosions that's coming from the merciless or the ruthless is giving me the bombardier buff. The bombardier buff, or press home advantage or whatever, causes the bombardier buff. Each stack buff grants party raid members 10% explosive damage. But the player gets 10% bonus armor for 10 seconds at a stack of 4. So I get an additional 40% bonus damage whenever I'm lighting up the target and causing explosions. If I'm causing explosions constantly, look at that shit. You see that blue? You see that blue? You see that blue? That blue is intense because I'm lighting his ass up. Right? Right. And again, why the Deceros is important is because it has something that only the Deceros can do. So, here's the thing. When you have a pistol and you're using that holster, it gives you perforator. So, you see that? 78888, right? Let me switch guns. Switch to this pistol. We're doing 29-827, right? Now, this guy has on armor. 29-827. Oh, it was 888, right? Yeah, 888. Now it's 27. I think it's making a difference. Oh yeah, pistol shots. Doesn't matter. Pistol shots. So me changing the weapon didn't even show you the difference. What I'm saying is, just the pistol is just gonna give me extra damage, and it ignores armor. So I don't know if you guys know, but armor, if your enemy has armor, your damage is reduced. For this perforator, it ignores the armor. So I can make quick waste of anybody. And you see how fast that reload is? People don't underestimate your pistol, man. It's one of the most powerful weapons in the game, and you can take out a whole fucking crew with that shit. Elite enemy. Let's see what they got for me. Nothing. And I got my explosive shit going. Let's see how much damage I'm going to do with that perforator, baby. Look at that. God damn. That's with a pistol. 206,000 damage with the pistol, baby. It's dangerous. Alright, so let's go and we'll do a challenging mission real quick. Which I have available, this shit right here. Jefferson Trade Center. Challenging. Alright, let's get on down there and go do it. And we're going to just show off the Enema Dilemma and what we can do with it. Or it should be the Dilemma Enema. Not Enema Dilemma, because that doesn't make sense. Does it make sense? You have to do the math on it. I'm not. I am? No. Enema Dilemma. Enema Dilemma. Or the Dilemma Enema. Because the enema is the action. The dilemma is the... Wait, what? Yeah, the enema is the action. The dilemma is the name of the item. Right? I don't know. Alright, moving on. Let's go get this up in here. Up in here. So we can go. Hey, what's up, Justify Skate, man?
Nearby location.
What's happening? What is happening? Don't forget to open boxes as you're running, because you can always do that. So let's see how this thing works in action with that perfect unbreakable and all this other shit. Yeah, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, Justify. Combat tactics. I don't give a fuck about that. Alright, let's go. Challenging mission. Up in this bitch.
Black Tusk are going after the Shade Node. If they get to it, just get in there and stop them.
They get to it and just stop them, dude. I can stop them. I hear gunshots. Oh, there he is. Don't let him crowd you. I hear the. Don't even know what it was. Just marked as garbage. Ba ba da ba. No, how about I hit you? Also, this is a face tank build. You want him to hit you. You want to dare him. Because then that shit happens. And you get that bombardier buff. And since I'm mostly explosive resistance, I noticed that bomb went off right next to me. I didn't give a damn about it. Oh, she thought she was gonna go behind me. No, you ain't, lady.
UAV is up.
Is it? What is?
Up on you.
Oh no, not an explosion, which is almost doing nothing. Oh, almost killed myself with the bombardier buff. Oh, they did get behind me. Ah, I'm dead. I blew myself up, man. God dog it. All right, let's get back to it. I'm playing a little too hairy.
Serious trauma detected.
All right. I need an accurate shot. This is my sniper. Dead. He dead. Yeah, you better run. Yeah, your ass better run, you goddamn robot. Alright. Yeah, the next part is gonna be so erratic. Sniper. Can I kill a sniper from here with a headshot? Let's see. No. Ooh.
Detected.
See, this part is not good for showing off this thing because I can't get my fucking grenades across. Ah, fuck it. Let me just run up on this sissy. Keep shooting, you faggot. Oh, excuse language. People don't like.
Unauthorized network access detected.
It is what it is.
Damn.
All right,
Already reached the shade node. Get there as fast as you can.
Kids, yeah. All right, so I have more space in this area as opposed to that last one. That was some bullshit. All right, let's see here.
Got the guy over there. Airburst deployed. I need systems in place. They're fucked.
What is that noise?
Enemy's close.
Yeah, I'm close. I'm right here. You fucking.
I've got nothing here. Away from it.
Yeah, they nerfed it. Before, the shot was instant. Now it's not. Because people complained about it.
Get them pinned.
And he is gone with a pistol, y'all. Oh yeah, pistoling them hoes down. Pistoling them hoes down.
We're in contact.
Put them down.
Finger to play.
Yeah, that's a lot of explosive damage that's doing to me. It's not. Yeah, so I'm just taking my time to show you guys how powerful this build is. Solo and challenging missions up in this thing. Perforator. Oh, there goes homies. No, I didn't hit him with this thing. Alright, let me just run and gun. Oh no, I don't have my unbreakable. Running and gun is not enough. Hey, another double right there. All right, and that is one part. All right, at 2:50, I'm just gonna have to BLUNCE, baby, cause I gotta go get them kids. If I don't, my ex-wife is gonna have my balls, and then motherfucking clench her palms, and it's gonna be horrible. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Headshot snipers. Alright.
Tossing a jammer!
What? Fuck your jammer. Fuck your explosion. No, he didn't. Yeah, I'm right. I'm doing it. This is fun. Alright. Alright. So let's go switch over to this quick sniper build that I was talking about that one time. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But it's a pretty long video. It's gonna be long, it is what it is. Alright.
I'm almost done here.
No, you're not. It'll take you way longer than that.
Hostile civilian target.
He has to die. He's already dead after 2 shots to the head. Oh, there he is. 3 shots and he's dead. See, so yes, it is true. The most effective killing thing is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, it's the goddamn, whatchamacallem, Aces. Aces is that's your killing machine, man. This is your kill 'em all, leave no hostages, nothing out of that bullshit. This is that kind of weaponry. This is that kind of business. So, I'm gonna do this last little portion, and I'm out. All right. Uh-oh, I got my aces procced. Is that a sniper in the bed? He did. Oh, you're right. Where are you getting extra armor from on here? Oh, it's 'cause in this one. Yeah, you sending it alright. Straight to the moon, bitch. Send it straight to the moon, bitch. Ooh, it went to the moon. The bitch is dead. Oh, just a heads up if you want to do some more headshot damage or some more damage with this build, you can always add a little flare. That's what I like to call, and switch up your headset and go with one of these, the 30. All right, we're gonna put some armor on there. All right, and we're gonna let loose. Uh-oh, we got company. We got dead company. All right. Let's send them headshots his way. Let's crack his face. He's dead. That's what my mom said. Back the fuck away from me. Get away from me, medic man. Get away from me, medic man. All right, there we go. All right. Thumbs away. He's dead. He's fucking dead. That nigga teleported and died. Alright. Let's see here. I like this one. This is a nice scope. I like this scope. I ain't got that explosive damage with this one. Explosive damage resistance to him. He is dead. Is dead. All right. And that is a quick guide and a show of what those gear sets can do for you. The IMF clan is still hiring now, I think, for local talent. If you think you got the moxie, come join us. We're a nice group of young men and women, and we don't want to take over the world. All right.